Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday night here with Southern Rounds. My name is Dave Kennedy, and I'm filling in once again as your host this evening. We have a great lineup for you guys. But before we get that, we want to talk a little bit about what Southern Rounds is for anybody who's new here. Southern Rounds, the mission of this organization and this show is to bring the Nashville songwriter round into your living room, into your home, into your phone, your computer, your television, however you choose to join with us in the evening. We want to share songs, we want to share stories by the people who wrote these songs, the people who are responsible to giving life to this kind of music. And tonight we are so happy to have some of the gentlemen from Riverhouse Music here to share their songs and stories with us. Mr. Ray Fulcher, Mr. Drew Parker, and the guys from Southerland. We're so happy. This show came in so hot, as a matter of fact, that the good Lord himself about a month ago said, it's coming in too hot. I'm going to have to send a blizzard, or at least the closest thing that Tennessee sees to a blizzard. I got to stop this from happening. We're not even ready for this show yet. But we decided, no, we talked it over and we said, we'll push it over to March and we'll bring these guys in. So I can't wait for you guys to hear some great songs. Some you know, some you don't know. And without me talking any further, I'm going to push it over to my pal, the hardest working man on Music Row, Mr. Ray Fulcher. How you doing tonight, brother?
Good, man. How you doing?
Man, if I was any better, I couldn't stand it, buddy. I'm going to be doing a whole lot better after you play me a song. What you got for me?
All right. Man, thanks for having us, y'all. Like I said, I'm Ray Fulcher. There's not a great story to this song. It's just one that I really like. I wrote it with John Knight on Zoom during the pandemic, I think in like July. And I very seldom write a song and then I know immediately that I kind of want to cut it. But this is one that I did. So we've actually recorded this song. It's called She's Gonna Roll. Raised on the rural route, but she dreams of Sunset Boulevard. She feels tied down to the tops down and something loud's coming out of the speakers in her car. A white picket wraparound would be enough for about anyone raised on this dirt. Anyone but her. Ones like her, man, they're born to run like they're shot out of a midnight small town gun. She'll set you on fire, leave your heart in the cold. Can't give her what she wants if she don't even know. So take it from someone who's had to let her go. You can give her a ride, but she's gonna roll. Said she's too young to ever let this place turn her old. Like a modern day Herway or the highway, don't need a man anyway. Marilyn Monroe. So love her while it lasts, cause it ain't gonna last if you ain't that wide open road. Ones like her, man, they're born to run like they're shot out of a midnight small town gun. She'll set you on fire, leave your heart in the cold. Can't give her what she wants if she don't even know. So take it from someone who's had to let her go. You can give her a ride, but she's gonna roll. She's gonna roll. Yeah, man, she's gonna roll. Before you get too close, man, you better know she'll love you for a little while, and she's gonna go just when you think she won't. Yeah, ones like her, man, they're born to run like they're shot out of a midnight small town gun. She'll set you on fire, leave your heart in the cold. Can't give her what she wants if she don't even know. So take it from someone who's had to let her go. You can give her a ride. Yeah, you can give her a ride, but she's gonna roll. She's gonna roll. Yeah, man, she's gonna roll. Heard that.
That's what
What
I'm
y'all boys
talking
got?
about. That's Mr. Ray Fulcher there, everybody. Brother, thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Dave.
playing us that one. So you said you wrote that one during pandemic on Zoom, correct?
Yeah, just on Zoom, and I think me and John Knight only had we only had like 2 hours that day, and I can't remember why. And so we kind of went into it going like, hey, let's start something, and then, we'll finish it at some point. And I just had this title in my phone. I was like, hey, John, I don't know what this means, but she's gonna roll. And then we got to, talking about it or whatever, and did the rock and roll thing or whatever, and it came out pretty fast, and we were finished. So, and yeah, got really excited about it, and we cut it back in back in September, so a couple months after I wrote
That's
it.
great, man. Do you find sometimes, I don't know about you, but every now and again when you said you had like 2 hours to write that song set
Yeah.
aside, sometimes it's almost better to have a deadline. Do you feel that way at all?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of one of those things where we got through the first we got the idea mapped out fast
Right.
enough and then that first verse started flowing where we were like, and at least in my head, I was like, we can get this done
Totally.
because I was excited about it, so I wanted to finish it and not come back to it. So, I kind of agree with that. As long as you can kind of, now if we were 2 words in,
Right.
an hour and a half in, I probably would have gave up. But I was fired up, and it was just one of those quick moving writes. Every write's got its own kind of life and own personality,
Without a
and
doubt.
it just kind of flowed pretty fast.
Without a
So
doubt.
thankfully,
How do you feel about writing on Zoom, man?
it's almost it had to become a new normal
Right.
for a while, it's not ideal for sure, but it's kind of one of those things where now it's if you can write in person, it's almost it's awesome if you can, but it's almost the standard is Zoom now. So, but those first couple weeks or months or whatever were super weird with it. Just recalibrating to that.
Right.
And I think there's going to be, a recalibration process back to when things are quote unquote normal to going in town every day. You know what I
Totally.
mean? So, but I think what it does do, which is a great thing, is, say if Drew is down at the beach or
Yes.
something, but we want to write and he's got a couple hours,
Without a doubt.
that he can do, then he can if he wants. You know what I mean? Whereas before we could, but we didn't know it because we had no reason to kind of
Right.
think. It was just like, well, if you can't be in the room, you just can't do it. So Matt lives with me, and so I would be, if he went to the beach, I would be excited for him to be gone for a little while, and I would not reach out to him to write. He knows I'm just messing with him, but
No, I'm
This is already starting off on a bad note.
I'm sitting here thinking.
I love
I'm
Matt.
sitting here thinking. If nothing else, Zoom has made it harder to duck rights. Like, oh man, I'm
You
sorry, I'm
daggone
out of
right.
town. I can't do anything. Like, well, we can write on FaceTime. or
well, wait a
Zoom.
second, yeah.
It's made it harder to
So
duck.
it's even like there's just no excuse now
Right.
because the other day, and Drew would tell you, I was finishing up a 9 o'clock write and going to meet Drew and Graylin James in like a in-person write. Well, we were finishing the 9 o'clock thing. We were close enough to where I had like a 20-minute drive, and I was like, hey guys, I'm just gonna FaceTime y'all I'm gonna put you in the cup holder and FaceTime y'all on my drive. So that's how we finished that song.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, sorry Drew, I was still 10 minutes late, but
No, that's funny though. Like,
So-
cause I know at least Willie Nelson has talked about how driving in his, like when he feels that like he needs to go out and find a way to be inspired, driving in the car is one of those things. It hadn't occurred to me actually until you just said that is a thing that you could actually do
oh
and
yeah,
co-write. I've done a lot of that
Yep.
on my own in the past, but that's a smart thought there, man. That's great. Well, man, we
I had to
appreciate you
figure out
being here.
something
That's
'cause-
awesome. And
Hey,
that's
thank
great.
y'all so
We've
much for
got
having me, man.
let's see, we've got Leanne over here. We've got Cher Elizabeth, the outhouse. Outhouse is here. We don't even have to say the outhouse anymore. We know that you're gonna be here, brother. JP Propulsia, my mama, Susan Kennedy, loosening the old man's wallet there and throwing in some tips. We appreciate you guys throwing some money in the tip jar already. We
Yeah.
appreciate everybody tuning in.
Love it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my mama paying for y'all's gas tonight. How do you feel about that? We're gonna pass it on
Thanks,
now
Miss
to the
Kennedy.
guys from Southerland, man. I can't wait to hear you guys. What do y'all got for us this evening?
What's going on, y'all? How's it going? I'm Matt. This is Chris. Together with the duo Southern. It's our first time here at Southern Round.
Absolutely.
So
I
we
appreciate y'all having us.
Sutherland at Southern Rounds.
I can
has a
tell
new
you-
Sutherland,
That's what
yeah.
they call
I
it.
can tell you-
Southern
Energy
Rounds.
there.
How you introed it, you're going to hear some songs you know and some you don't. I think that Chris and I are going to hold down the songs you don't realm of things. It's all about balance, right?
Hey,
It's all about balance. Can't have too many hit makers in one stream. So
I told y'all earlier,
somebody-
you all are sitting in the Dave Kennedy chair right now. You hold that down.
I
That's
feel
a
the
place
magic.
of honor.
I can feel the magic.
Well, I think we're gonna start it out with a big old hit of ours down at my mama's house. This is a huge.
This is a
song of
big hit
ours.
in Washington, Georgia.
Big hit of mine, all the way from Tignall, Georgia. No, but this song right here is this is the first song that we put out as a duo back in September. We wrote this song with Greg Bates, who ended up is now our producer. So
Nice.
when did we write this song? This is I think this was the second song we wrote with Greg.
It had to be easily
2 years ago,
Easily
probably.
over a year, 2 years,
Probably
year
2
and a half,
years
2
ago.
years.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the first song that we put out. It's called Thing Is. I like the sound of a cold beer cracking round 2 a.m. Yeah, I've been known to shut the neon down, me and all my rowdy friends. There ain't a Friday night good time that I ain't found. There ain't a thing that's gonna settle me down. The thing is, she is. There's a certain little something about a sweet little kiss and that smile, those eyes. Yeah, she's slowing me down, but still driving me wild. Can't put my finger on whatever made me fall in love like this. The thing is, she's got whatever that thing is. Oh. I love the way that I'm spending all my money on some wine and cut flowers. And these days when I'm late to work, it's 'cause she needed me for one more hour. Yeah, a girl like her, man, it's hard to believe she's loving on a guy like me. The thing is, she is. There's a certain little something about her sweet little kiss and that smile, those eyes. Yeah, she's slowing me down, but still driving me wild. Can't put my finger on whatever made me fall in love like this. The thing is, she's got whatever that thing is. Rip down one of them solos, man.
I don't know if you want that.
Can't put my finger on whatever made me fall like this. The thing is, she is. There's a certain little something about a sweet little kiss and that smile and those eyes. Yeah, she's slowing me down, but still driving me wild. Can't put my finger on whatever made me fall in love like this. The thing is, she got whatever that thing is. Yeah, she's got whatever that thing is.
Come on now.
That's what I'm talking about.
go.
How about it, boys?
Oh, yeah.
Man, we appreciate
Oh,
y'all
yeah,
being here
man.
tonight. That sounded great.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for having
So
us.
you guys are from South Carolina and Georgia, respectively, correct?
Yep.
That's right. Matt is from South Carolina. I'm from a little small town right outside of Athens, Georgia. It's called Washington, Georgia.
So tell
It's out in the middle of
tell us a
nowhere.
little bit about how South Carolina and Georgia came together to create Southerland.
This guy right here.
This guy right here. Unfortunately, I hate to admit that he's a part of the story.
This guy
I
right
get
where?
10% of everything.
Right here, Ray Fulcher.
I can't see y'all. Y'all got to
So
keep me in the
I'll
loop.
tell you to make a real long, crazy story short. One day, probably 5+ years ago, Chris and Ray were writing, and Ray just happened to go in there with Chris, like, "Hey, I got a buddy of mine named Matt. I think we kind of hit it off. We should write sometime." And I went and wrote with him. And Dave, you know this in town. There's just some people that instant connection just click with. That you just kind of get it. You're all on the same wavelength for the most part. But we were both solo acts. You know, I was trying to be a solo act, Chris trying to be a solo act, and while doing that, you have to do whatever it takes to stay afloat. You know, you're a poor
Totally.
songwriter, a poor artist in town. So how it all kind of happened was at the same time, Chris and I, we were both picking up shows anywhere under the sun. And when I say shows, I mean 4-hour acoustic cover gigs anywhere, literally anywhere.
We're gonna talk about
Cold
that a
calling
little later.
anywhere.
I've looked into you guys. We got some things
Yeah.
in common right there, buddy. We're gonna talk about those things.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're going to give you $150 to play in South Florida. No problem. 12 hours, no problem. 150, yeah. And stuff like that. And we played those shows for, God, however long. And after every single show, it was the same conversation. Man, you guys are great. We love your stuff. What's y'all's name? I'm Matt. This is Chris. No. What's the band? What's the duo's name? And honestly, the concept of a duo was so kind of foreign to us because I never looked at it from that lens. I looked at it like, hey, we're going to try and play every single song these people request to make money in a tip jar kind of thing.
Totally.
And how it all kind of came to the apex was we went to the BMI Songwriters Festival, and Chris had played in Key West before and knew some contacts down there, and I asked one of his friends to let us kind of play a late night set. Chris, I'll let you take it from here. This is more of
You're making
your
this
side of the
this
fence.
story long.
No,
I
we
don't
love
know
it.
how
We
to
love
condense
the
it.
stories here, though, y'all. Seriously.
I don't know how to convince. It's a very long story.
It is a long story. It's hard to condense, 5 years worth of career,
No,
into
give us all the
2
color,
minutes.
boys. We love stories.
But
here.
You're being generous with the word career.
but yeah, I mean, we went down to the Key West Songwriter Festival, and it just so happened to be the I think it was the day that Luke Combs got the phone call that Hurricane went number
Oh,
one.
there you go.
And
It was the day.
It was the day.
I was
and,
down there that year. I remember that year.
Yeah, so we were playing at a little place called the Lazy Gecko right there on the ball, and Luke came by, and this is at like 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. We were playing till 2, and we had we saw Luke and we're like, get up here and hop up here and play a song. He gets up there and he tells that story. He's like, Jonathan Singleton called me this morning and told me I had the #1 song in the country, and he plays Hurricane, and the whole bar goes crazy, and we had like 4-hour show of that, of having just our friends pop up and play some songs. And Miss Lynn Oliver Klein over at River House Artists, she happened to be there, and she pretty much offered us a deal right there on Duval Street, to become a duo. And that was the first time we ever had that thought, to chase something like that. And over the course of probably another year and a half, that was always in the back of our minds. And finally, we were on the way back, driving back to Nashville after one of these, weekends of playing all over the place. We played down in Florida again, and we were tossing around the idea of whether or not we should chase the duo thing, and we decided we would, and went straight to Lynn's house because she was having a barbecue that night, and told her, and she was like, "Well, this is great. It's great news." She was super excited about it, and it was just like a handshake deal kind of thing. Let's go in and record some songs and see how they turned out. And man, it's just been, it's kind of snowballed from there into us, signing my first publishing deal, and we signed an artist development deal with Sony Music this past year. So we got a lot of things, going in the right direction for us. A lot of things that we've been working towards for a lot of years, and it's been fun.
Well, congratulations, y'all, man. That's awesome. Yeah, nobody does this thing completely alone. You know what I mean?
No,
it's just
exactly.
whether you're playing in a band or whether you play,
Right.
doing a solo thing or the duo thing. Nobody does this alone. And the fact that worked out for you guys, man, that's great. It sounds like a combination of hard work and serendipity to me. That's oftentimes what you
absolutely.
need.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great, man. Well, let's see. We got y'all bringing in all kinds of tips around this place. We got Taylor coming in here. We got Megan Ann throwing some money in the tip jar. We appreciate you guys. My friend Shelly from out in California, the outhouse,
y'all.
digging deep.
Yeah,
We
thank you.
appreciate you
Man.
guys so much. I think at this point in time,
Tips.
Drew, are you still over there, or did you just decide to leave? You just done, or you still hanging?
I'm hanging.
He's here, ladies
here.
and gentlemen. Mr. Drew Parker, we're going to have him step up and play us a tune right about now. And before he even plays, Mr. Drew Parker, what did you find out? What you got going on this week, brother? You've had a pretty decent week, hadn't you?
I have, man. It's pretty crazy.
He's being modest right now. I'm gonna put it right out there for you. Right now, right at this very moment, he's got the #1 song on the highway. The highway is kind of
Let's
that's
go.
the
Come on.
on Sirius XM. That's the stomping grounds. When somebody gets a big song on the highway, it means they're getting ready to have a big old song on terrestrial radio. And my man over here has done it this week. When they put that blizzard out
go,
here, it was
Drew.
so that we
Little
could
round
have
of
it this
golf.
week.
Go,
You know?
baby.
Thanks. I love
clap.
the golf claps. I appreciate that.
That's huge, my friend. That's great. Congratulations to you.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna turn it over. Play us whatever you want, man. But you know you're gonna have to play that big old hit song
Yeah,
before it's all over.
I'll play that one for us all over with. It's so funny you say that. We were hanging out with Ray on Saturday night celebrating his new record deal and everything.
We're gonna get to that too.
And he come up to me and he had told me congratulations, and I was like, thanks, man. He was like, man, come on now, don't act like it ain't no big deal.
That's right.
I'm
man.
just like,
Like-
man,
I need you to be doing jumping jacks in here.
That's right.
yeah, man, I'm super thankful for that opportunity. They've, we can dig into it later, but just the gist of it in a year of 2020 of uncertainty, those folks over there at Sirius XM, the highway, believed in me, believed in the song, and completely changed my life. And it's been incredible to grow your fan base in a time when I haven't played a show in almost a year.
Right.
March is when I stopped last year.
Yeah.
And so to be able to grow a fan base through a station like the highway has been incredible, and introduced me to their fans, and just keep growing this thing. It's been awesome. But this first song I'm going to play for you is not the song that's on the highway, but it's one that I wrote just a couple months ago. It's brand new. I'll try it out on you folks tonight. I wrote this with Ben Hayslip and Matt Jenkins. It's
Lay it on us,
called
brother.
Raised Up Right. Hope you like it. Everybody don't grow up at the end of a red dirt road, where daddy's got an 85 Ford on blocks and mama's in the backyard hanging up clothes. Everybody wasn't brought up in a little white clapboard church. Sunday morning was a clip-on tie. Wednesday night was blue jeans and a camouflage shirt. Ooh, it ain't the only way. Wouldn't change the way I was raised. I was raised on John Deere grain, 316. Cut a little grass for some gasoline. Wet a line off a 2-lane bridge. Hold the light while your daddy turns a wrench. Keep your word and love your girl. Talk to God all the time. Keep a little sweet tea in your cup. There's raised up and there's raised up right. Summer days getting sunburned on that muddy old riverbank sand. Summer nights hanging out in a hayfield, wiping dust off a cold beer can. Ooh, yeah, it sure goes fast. Ooh, I'm sure thankful that I was raised on John Deere grain, 316. Cut a little grass for some gasoline. Wetting a line off a 2-lane bridge. Hold the light while your daddy turns a wrench. Keep your word and love your girl. Talk to God all the time. Keep a little sweet tea in your cup. There's raised up right. Whoa, yeah, raised up right. Sure goes fast. Ooh, I'm sure thankful that I was raised on John Deere grain, 316. Cut a little grass for some gasoline. Wetting the line off a 2-lane bridge. Hold the light while your daddy turns a wrench. Keep your word and love your girl. Talk to God all the time. Keep a little sweet tea in your cup. There's raised up and there's raised up right. raised up right, raised up right.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Drew Parker.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Come
Thank
on.
y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy, we appreciate you being here. You know, you were talking a little bit ago about it's been a year since most of us have gotten out there on the road and at least with any consistency played in front of people, been able to play live, and really kind of a lot of what we do writing songs feels like it's about connection. It's about trying to find a way. Obviously, you connect with an audience. That is how you get a number one song on the highway. But how have you found ways, perhaps, to connect in the last year?
Yeah, man. I don't know how this would have been handled years ago before there was a such thing as social media.
Right.
I'm not the best at social media, but it's something that I've embraced in this and absolutely enjoyed getting to connect with the fans on a personal level through social media and getting to share new music on social media when you can't. A lot of times as artists, when we write songs, we kind of test those songs on the road before we cut them to see,
Totally.
do fans love this song, and that's been a cool to use social media for that aspect. I mean, that last song that I just played, I posted a video up of it probably 6 months ago on TikTok. Thank the Lord for TikTok, right? Um, and people seem to really really love it on there, and you know getting to engage with the fans through that song and having them ask you over and over and over, when are you going to cut that, when are you going to put it out, why is it not on Spotify, why is it not on Apple Music, all this stuff. And so getting to use social media has been awesome, and I'm super thankful for that, and just thankful for all the fans out there who do reach out and use that to connect with us on a personal level.
It's like the damn Game Genie. You're old enough to remember the Game Genie? That's what we used to use on Nintendo back in the
Yeah.
day to let you cheat.
There
Y'all
Oh,
using
I
social
used it.
media like the Game Genie. You
There
just
you
going
go.
out there and testing shit out and finding out what works for you. You can put it out there. I
Yep.
love it. That's great. We got all kinds of folks jumping in the tip jar, y'all. Richard, Chris, and is that Lene or Leanne? I can't quite tell. Whitney. Leanne says, I see another number one there for you, my brother. Lindsey Brooks, that's a
come on.
damn country song. Outhouse, hit, Richard. That's going to be a big one for you, Drew. Well, I believe you made a little bit of connection here
Awesome.
right now, my friend. That's
Thank y'all.
great, buddy.
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate that.
Raymond,
Yes, sir.
you too
She
have had
calls
a
me
pretty
Raymond.
big last week or two, hadn't you, my friend? Tell us about what's been going
I
on.
have. Yeah, so I was out on a road trip out west by myself, crazy enough. It's really fun, though. You should try it. Anybody out there that hadn't done that. I went all the way out to Arizona, came down, went to Tombstone. And anyway, I was in Phoenix, and my manager called me and was like, hey, pop on this Zoom with me real quick. And it was with Black River Entertainment. And, yeah, next thing I know, I was getting offered a record deal, and it wasn't just any record deal. It was kind of the one that the type of deal that we've been hoping for, because we had recorded a ton of songs and stuff, and, they're really excited about what we had going on. So I thought about it for about 4 or 5 days, long enough to call Luke Combs and see what he thought about it. And, he said what I kind of wanted to hear, and then, but we kind of tossed it back and forth. But yeah, I accepted a record deal at Black River Entertainment, and really, really excited to see what's on the horizon. We've already kind of jumped in full steam ahead. So yeah, man, it's one of those things where I started playing shows back in 2009, I guess, with that dream in mind, and for it to come together when it did, how it did, with the team that really believes in kind of what I'm doing, and I go down the list of and check the boxes of why it felt right for me, but it did, and felt like a sort of a divine thing. So I'm very excited and very, very
Well,
blessed.
that is the whole thing, man. It has to be, the right record deal for you may be different than the right record deal for Drew or
Right.
Luke or Southerland
100%.
guys or me or anybody else. It has to be the right thing for you. And man, I am just
Yep.
thrilled to do. I don't often reach out to anybody about anything. I sit here.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, man, I felt like I was like, I got to text my brother Ray and let him know. Man, I was so proud. I was so happy for you, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. That meant a lot. I got a bunch of texts, and it was just cool to see, how much, support has been out there for, just relationships that, you build in town are just so important. And we were talking about that earlier, actually, and me and the guys, and it was just exciting to kind of, because we're always supporting each other and having each other's back, and it was cool. It's cool to feel that support, but also give that support, just as much. So thank you for that. Yeah, and I'm excited and to see what this year has to hold.
That's great, man. Well, damn son, play us something. Play us one of them songs. That's the reason you got a record deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll do it. Let's see.
This baby looking like it's Capo 12.
No,
what are you doing down
different
there?
one.
I got a
That's
mandolin
different
over here
song.
on the wall. If you need something that high, buddy, you can just play it.
So
Get
I
the
tell-
man a ukulele
I
in
tell
here.
I will say this ain't this may not be the reason, but I feel like this song in particular I'm about to play is a kind of a big reason that I got the deal, just because they were really excited about this song. And for me, it's kind of everything that I like to be as a songwriter, lyrically and melodic wise and stuff. So I wrote this with James McNair and Eric Dillon, and I actually didn't learn this lesson then, and I learned it writing a different song, but I doubled down on this lesson this day. So it was one of those days that we all know as songwriters that it's just like anybody else's job. Some days you get up and the very last thing you want to do is write a song.
Totally.
Maybe you've wrote 12 days in a row or just whatever it is, and you're like, my goodness, I can't even make a thought, much less write a song. So I got up that morning and, sitting up on the bed, and I'm like, I know these guys really well. They won't care. They probably need a day off too. I can text them and take the day off. And then I picked up my phone to text them, and I was like, nope. I was like, half of this, I've learned this a few years ago. You just show up. You show up, and that's the biggest part. And so we'll see
The
what
hardest
happens,
working man on Music
so
Row, folks. Ray's
So we
had
get in there.
17 meetings, and he's written 14 songs today before he even showed up here.
Right.
You joke. That's the reality.
I wouldn't
did
have
write
said
two
it if it
songs.
wasn't true, man.
Ray will account for. I'm gonna try and sleep. I don't know, 6 to 8 hours. How many writes can I fit in with the rest of the hours? And that's how he approaches his
telling you.
day.
I've gotten a little better about it, but I did write 2 songs today. So, but yeah, so I went in there and Eric Dillon had this idea, and it was almost like I had 5 cups of coffee like that. I woke up and I was like latched onto the idea, and and one of my favorite songs that I wrote last year, and one of my favorite songs that I've ever recorded, and we hadn't put it out yet. But if I didn't show up that day, it would have never happened. So that was a lesson for me that kind of doubled down on the thing that I'd already learned, and I should have known better than even think that I should take a day off, but I'm glad I didn't that day. I ain't gonna say that I don't do that every once in a while, but anyway, song's called Girl in It. At the car wash on the corner, there's a boy about 17, spinning every ashtray quarter, trying to get that Chevy clean. If he plays his cards right, by 8 o'clock tonight, there'll be a girl in it. He'll put on a slow one, she'll play hard to get, and make him work all night for that front porch kiss. When he goes home to sleep and drifts into a dream, there'll be a girl in it. And while they make porch swings and half-carry rings, Carolina sunsets and California kings, if your heart's on fire, if everything's spinning, if you're going out of your mind, I bet there's a girl in it. There's a Romeo at an airport, dozen roses in his hand, waiting by the window for that big old bird to land. 'Cause that 737 dropping down from heavens got a girl in it. They're while they make porch swings and half-carry rings, Carolina sunsets and California kings. If your heart's on fire, if everything's spinning, if you're going out of your mind, I bet there's a girl in it. Ooh, yeah. fool on a bar stool, soaking up regret. Knows he ought to slow down, but he ain't done it yet. 'Cause there's something in that glass that makes him forget the past with that girl in it. They're why they make JD and neon lights, smoke rolling slow while that sad steel slides. If your heart's on fire, if everything is spinning, if you're going out of your mind, I bet there's a girl in it. Ooh, yeah.
I love that song, man.
Yeah, that's
Thank
a
you,
Ray
buddy.
Fulcher song. He
Appreciate
wrote that. He wrote that while he was walking down the hall in between meetings one day.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I give Ray a lot of stuff because he and I live together, but
A lot of grief.
a lot of grief. But I will tell you, one of the best picture painters, songwriters I've ever been around.
Thanks, man.
And that song definitely showcased a lot of that. Romeo in an airport,
He's like the Bob
pal.
that
Ross.
big old bird and land. That's so cool.
He's the Bob Ross of the country
my
music
God.
world.
I'm the Bob Ross. Everybody just
man.
relax and be calm with
I'm
me.
blushing,
You ain't got
dog.
that good of hair, buddy.
Oh, my
I know you
gosh.
too well. You
You
wear,
right.
you wear too many
You're
hats.
right. I wish I did. Hey, my mom. I think my mom's probably watching, but she's she cuts hair and does hair stuff. She probably give me a perm. and
Does
it might
hair
look
stuff.
Close, so
You might get
Hair
there.
hair
Get
stuff,
the-
all the
get
stuff.
yeah,
Hair
I
stuff.
like it.
She does hair stuff.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
She doing
brother,
perms?
You got the tip jar flowing again. We got Chris and Lene and Sherry Elizabeth and Shelly and Nick and JP for everybody throwing in some dough there. We appreciate you guys helping us
That's
out.
awesome.
We appreciate you guys supporting these artists and these songwriters during this time, man. It just means so much to us. You guys keep tuning in and checking out the show, and so we hope you'll keep coming back week after week. Man, I'm sitting here thinking, Ray, after going
man.
through all that about talking about how, I thought about canceling this one time, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cancel on me on Tuesday after
Not
saying
happening.
that? We're going to
There's
fight.
a
happening.
digital record of this right now.
There it is.
So,
I'll get him
You
to
know
send
what?
me.
I
I
I'll
better
get,
walk on
I'll
eggshells.
get him to send me
Hey,
a link
I'm
to
safe
this
to
show,
say it.
buddy. You ain't can't. Man, just so anybody who watched the show last week, Ray and Adam Hood and I have got to write next week. I'm really looking forward to. I don't often just look forward to writes, but the two of you guys together, that's going to be a whole lot of fun, man. I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be awesome.
Can't wait to
I
see what
can't
we
wait.
come up with.
Yes, sir.
Matt, Chris, how we feeling, boys?
Hello.
feeling good.
Good.
I'm a little
Good,
upset that we have to follow Ray
No, y'all be just fine.
with those songs,
What?
but
Y'all got two voices to his one. Surely you can handle that. You know what I mean?
that's true. We're just
what it
Matt
takes.
was piping and just. I heard him.
no, that was him. That was Chris.
That was
Oh, was
me.
it?
Yeah.
It sounded good.
That was Chris.
I heard it over there. I was
Um,
about to chime in, but I was afraid I'd be off.
Well, see, that's my fear.
We're trying to start a trio. We're trying to recruit
Yeah,
Ray.
man.
I'm gonna start a dating site called
I'm
Ray
in.
Date. That's just for people that only have 5-minute dates.
I love that.
That's
I
all they
actually
got
love
time
that.
for. 5 minutes. That's all.
That's it.
That's all the man's got time for.
Hell, he'd
It is.
write a chorus in 5 minutes.
Boys, what do you got coming up for us? Play us something good.
I don't know, Chris. You tell me.
Take it away, Matt.
What are we doing?
Whatever you want to do, man.
Oh wow, we should have planned this out. You want me to do one where I sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so this song right here is one of the songs that I would say Chris is the lead vocalist of the duo 90% of the time, 85-90% of the time. But occasionally they let me get on out there and say a little
We
something.
take him off the
Up
leash.
front.
They let me up front to see the crowd every now and
We
again.
let him off the leash
But
every
yeah.
once in a while.
But we wrote the song with Monty Criswell and Derek George,
Oh, I know this
and it was just one of them songs that you leave the room. I can tell you, Monty Criswell is the one that came up with the title. The song's called Gold, and it just felt really good. It was really fun, and we had a blast writing it.
one. Wrote it out there at Derek's house and you sang on the demo the day we wrote it.
I sang on the demo the day we wrote it.
Stood up right there in his little home studio, sang this thing.
There you go.
Well, give us a live version right here is what I'm talking about.
Here comes the live version without the tuning. This song's called Gold. $300 horses chasing the sunset, blacktop and yellow cornrows. Haggard and George Jones singing them old songs, country on the radio. Go. Miller High Life cold cans, leftover summer tans, parked on a red dirt road. Blonde hair, blue jeans, curves on a bench seat, kissing you, killing you slow. Gold, yeah, you know when you find it. Gold, right in front of you, shining. It's a sunny morning, save us so. Friday night, more than gold, and a love that won't let you go. That's gold. 2 months on one ring, nervous on one knee, heart beating out of your chest. With the light in her eyes when she says yes, that's gold. Yeah, you know when you find it. Gold, right in front of you, shining. It's a Sunday morning, save so. Friday night, more than gold, and a love that won't let you go. Yeah, baby, that's gold. That's gold. That's gold. So here's to making the pages turn, watching your babies learn the big and the little things. From a front porch rocking chair with silver in your hair, and one day walking them streets of gold, of gold, yeah, baby. Gold, here's a hope and you find it. Gold, right in front of you, shining. It's a Sunday morning, save us so. Friday night, for the gold, and a love that won't let you go. That's gold. That's gold. Yeah, baby, that's gold. That's gold. 300 horses chasing the sunset, blacktop and yellow cornrows.
Come on.
Yeah, boys. I mean, I can kind of
Thank you.
see where they were coming from right now, and wanting to sign you guys down there on Duval Street.
Oh, on Duval
I
Street.
like it.
Well, it's kind of crazy. We got a deal at 1 a.m., an offer at 1 a.m. on Duval Street, because
And
I'm sure you can imagine what that looks like.
I've been on Duval Street many times at 1 a.m. I can't say that I remember a whole lot about what happened. I might have been offered.
Exactly my
Buddy,
point.
I might have been offered a record deal and just turned it down flat for all I know.
Long story short, next time you walk down Duval, anything can
I'll be
happen.
there in about a month, huh?
Anything can happen.
Well, that's great, man. And hey, by the way, great voice, dude. Don't sit there and act like you couldn't lead sing that. Kix Brooks would be proud to be
Thank you, man.
have that kind of voice. You know what I'm saying?
Get in, Ronnie.
I'm
Get
saying?
in, Ronnie.
Shit, that's good stuff.
No, man, I appreciate that. You know, that's one thing that we try and thread through the music that we create is being a duo. We like to kind of fancy ourselves like a dual singing duo.
Well,
Um,
you know what it is? It's like there's certain songs that fit my voice, and there's certain songs that fit his voice. And I think it's like it just opens up the book to the type of songs that I think we can record as a duo, because it's not just one certain set of songs. You know, it's some stuff that I can get away with and he can too.
Well, I can tell you for our brand and the kind of direction of music that we want to do, you know, I've always been a big advocate of trying to be as much of a Swiss Army knife as you can.
Yeah,
Sure
You know,
thing.
my influencers are Rascal Flatts. Chris's influencer in the Alan Jackson, George Strait. He has a lower register, I have a higher register. So if we have the ability, why not try and make a catalog of songs that kind of shine a lot of that?
just use
Totally.
it to our advantage.
Exactly.
That's great, man. That's great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, I feel like we just need to have some music here. Drew, I'm not even going to ask you any questions. I just want you to play me a song.
Oh, nice. Let's see.
You ain't got to say nothing. Just play something.
Just play
I
something.
mean, you say whatever you want, obviously. You know, I mean, I ain't got no record deal with Warner Brothers. But
Can I make a Drew Parker request?
Oh God.
I don't mean to do this, but I think that you can. I think you can do it, Drew. Is that okay? You can
Here
deny
it
me if you
comes.
want.
Maybe.
Can you do house band?
Yeah. Let's see.
You don't have to.
Oh, I can do it.
I love that song.
Put him on the spot, why don't you?
Right
well,
on the spot.
I'm that guy. I
Oh,
remember.
100% you are.
I remember the first time I ever heard Drew
Well,
play this song. Oh, he's got a retune.
This song's worth
He's
the
got a
request.
retune. Oh no.
It's worth the tune.
But I can tell you, whenever the first time I ever heard Drew play this song, it truly is. I mean, y'all can render your own opinion, but it's one of those songs I heard, and it took me back, man. I was like, man, this is one of the most creative things I've ever heard. So, if you could play it, Drew, I'd be very appreciated.
I gotta find the right key. I can't remember what I do this in. Sorry.
Thank you, Matt.
Sound-
Well,
sound-
I'm the
sound
worst.
Like,
Thank you,
sound
Matt.
like me every time
officially
I
the
leave
worst.
the house. I got to find the right key every time.
Yeah, I'll actually talk about this one. So I moved to Nashville from. I grew up an hour east of Atlanta, Georgia. I moved here five and a half years ago to Nashville, and actually moved to Nashville with this idea in my phone, and held on to it for a really long time. Never even threw it out in co-write because I knew it was an idea that I just didn't want to throw to the wayside, and I wanted to make sure it got wrote right. And I happened to be writing one day with Wyatt McCubbin and Dustin Huff, and we got to talking, and it just felt like it was the right time to throw this idea out, and so I did, and this is what we come up with. This song is called House Band. Hope you like it. 10 o'clock news on the TV. Water dripping in the kitchen, hitting that metal sink. Battery's dead in the smoke alarm. Second-hand ticking, slipping, missing gears like an old car. Yeah, I got a front row seat to a sad old song, but ain't choking on smoking some honky-tonk. Got an ice cold beer and a few regrets, a whole lot of hurt I ain't got to yet, 'cause she's gone and I'm all alone, here listening to the sound of goodbye while I'm sitting here wishing she's on her way back, but she ain't, so here I am with this damn house band.
I mean, how can you not request that song, dude? That is so good.
Yeah, it's crazy how loud the quiet gets. It ain't going away, taking breaks from any request. Yeah, but I'll still be right here all night, with the ceiling fan humming and the buzzing of the back porch light. Yeah, I got a front row seat to a sad old song, but ain't choking on smoking some honky-tonk. Got an ice cold beer and a few regrets, and a whole lot of hurt I ain't got to yet, 'cause she's gone and I'm all alone, here listening to the sound of goodbye while I'm sitting here wishing she's on her way back, but she ain't, so here I am with this damn house band. Yeah, yeah. And it echoes through the walls in my head and down the hall. I got a front row seat to a sad old song, but ain't choking on smoking some honky-tonk. Got an ice cold beer and a few regrets, a whole lot of hurt I ain't got to yet, 'cause she's gone and I'm all alone, here listening to the sound of goodbye while I'm sitting here wishing she was on her way back, but she ain't. So here I am with this damn house band. This damn house band. 10 o'clock news on the TV.
You know,
Great
from
song,
time
pal.
to time, we somebody plays a song, and you're like, oh man, he's playing my song right there. Well, I do kind of feel like you're playing my song because I have been the house band so many times. So many times. That's great, man. We appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thanks, man.
And sorry I put you on the spot, Drew, but
No, that's great,
I
man. I
love
do
that
too.
song,
I
man.
appreciate
Dude.
you asking me to do that.
Talk about songs you wish you've written. One
Thanks,
of 'em.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
y'all.
Hey Ray,
Yes,
play
sir.
me a song. That's all I got for you. That's the only introduction I got for Ray Fulcher. I just want you to play me a song.
Well, I wrote this with one of the, I guess, you call founding fathers of Southern Rounds, Wyatt Durrette.
Oh, okay. You know, he's
And
on.
it's the first time I wrote. It's the first time I wrote with wrote with Wyatt.
Good Lord.
And so it was back in 2016, and it's the first time that Luke Combs had wrote with Wyatt too. And we went over. We were at the Southern Ground, a little side house over there, right off Music Row, and we were in there talking ideas. And didn't come up with anything for about an hour. We went and ate at DeSano's, I think it is, or right somewhere right
The pizza
a
joint?
pizza
Sounds
place.
about
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's it.
Went back there and ate, and then while we were eating, he, Wyatt was talking about his son, and he was actually, I got an idea, that I've been kind of saving to write about him. If y'all are kind of into that, we were like, yeah, man, we'd love to. So we go back, and Wyatt's like, yeah, I'd love to write this song. Just my son's about to start high school and stuff, and just to let him know that no matter what, I'll always be there for him, and even when he goes to college and stuff, and I'm not around. And so we were like way into that, and then Luke kind of just started playing, a thing way up here, capo to the sky. I'm on
Yeah.
like capo 7.
You might want to get
But,
that mandolin out. that capo's way down the neck, man.
But we just kind of, it was sort of it was a tribute to kind of Wyatt's, son, but in a way, kind of a tribute to all of our dads that was in the room that day. And but yeah, it was nominated for CMA Song of the Year.
Yeah, it was.
And it did not win, but that's all right because it was a win in my book. Yeah, and it was #1 at country radio. So
Yeah, it was.
He
I
over here
know,
acting like
Ray.
he don't know
You're
the
trying
words.
to tell me it ain't a big deal. Don't
Bro,
be acting
what?
like it ain't no big deal now.
Daddy, I'm afraid. Won't you stay a little while and keep me safe? 'Cause there's monsters right outside. Daddy, please don't go. 'Cause I don't wanna be alone. And the second that you're gone, they're gonna know. Before he went to bed, he grabbed my hand and said, just 'cause I'm leaving, it don't mean that I won't be right by your side. When you need me and you can't see me in the middle of the night, just close your eyes and say a prayer. It's okay, I know you're scared when I'm not here, but I'll always be right there. 'Cause even though I'm leaving, I ain't going nowhere. Dad will be late, and Uncle Sam don't like to wait. He's got a big old plane that's gonna take me far away. I know I act tough, but there's a churning in my gut. 'Cause I can't just call you up when things get rough. Before I left, he hugged my neck and said, just 'cause you're leaving, it don't mean that I won't be right by your side. When you need me and you can't see me in the middle of the night, night. Just close your eyes and say a prayer. It's okay, I know you're scared. I might be here, but I'll always be right there. 'Cause even though you're leaving, I ain't going nowhere. Daddy, I'm afraid. Won't you stay just a little while? I never thought I'd see the day I had to say goodbye. Daddy, please don't go, 'cause I can't do this on my own. There's no way that I can walk this road alone. Well, Daddy grabbed my hand and said, just 'cause I'm leaving, it don't mean that I won't be right by your side. And when you need me and you can't see me in the middle of the night, just close your eyes and say a prayer. It's okay, boy, I ain't scared. I won't be here, but I'll always be right there. 'Cause even though I'm leaving, I ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
You know you got something when you introduce a song and you don't even have to say the title when you introduce it. You know what I mean?
I caught that
He
too.
was just like, yeah, we wrote
That was unintentional.
we
by
wrote
the way.
this song
Big
and here it
flex.
is. And I was like, oh, okay. It reminded me, like several weeks ago, James Otto was on the show and he was getting ready to play In Color. He's like, yeah, and we sat down and we wrote this song, and it goes like this. And I'm sitting here, I was playing that one, and I was sitting there thinking, as if we don't all know exactly how this song goes, but you know, that's a
Right.
But no, man, that's a great
I'll
song.
tell you what, the one thing about songwriters, especially Ray, everybody's so modest. If I had a song like that, I'd come in here and be like, listen, guys, thank the Lord for this song.
Man,
Man.
y'all are
Oh.
so
I
y'all are
do
so
thank the
lucky
Lord.
I'm not playing, because every time I do, I'd be like, this is the best song y'all have heard all night. I'm not modest at all. Y'all are all badasses, and you need to just walk around like you know you're badass. You know what I'm saying? No, I love it, man. I love you, Ray, man. I
like
love
that.
that song. I was on a cruise
Thanks,
with
man.
Wyatt when that song went to #1. He was having a pretty
Man,
he was having
that's
a
awesome.
pretty good week that week. But
I bet he had a couple drinks.
we had a couple. We had a pretty good time.
If I know Wyatt.
Well, hey, let's pass it along to our pals over in Sutherland. I'm gonna
Why'd you get so close on the mic
He
with
said
that?
it's
dude?
I didn't want to say it
weird.
real loud. I was like, I
He
bet he
said
had a
it's
couple
so
drinks.
I want you guys to pick as a song, but while we're waiting for your next one, because I feel like I got a kindred spirit in you guys, because y'all are in the Dave Kennedy seat tonight, and I know y'all played a bunch. Y'all played a ton of dive bars. I want to hear a good dive bar story before it's all said and done. It doesn't have to be now, but I also know you played a lot of college bars. You played a lot of those covered gigs. And before the next round,
Man.
I want y'all to think about what the most requested cover song you ever had was, because I wrote down mine right here, and it's in this envelope, and I'm curious to see if I'm
I love
old,
this.
if
This
I'm
is
a
fun.
generation past you guys or what, but I'm curious about that.
You-
So on the next round, I want you to lay that on me. But this time,
Next
just
round,
give us a
okay.
song right here and now.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
next
how do you
one.
follow CMA Song of the Year? Hell, I don't know.
Well,
I'll
it's
say
good
this:
one.
if y'all want
Well,
some
you
help
did. It won
following,
in my
if
book.
y'all want some help following, we've had at least 2 requests for your song "Dance."
Oh man.
That's
That's
a thing
awesome.
that has happened. So just so you know,
We will
wanna play
coordinate
that one
that one
next?
the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
round.
just laying it out there. For
We wrote this. Man, sometimes you go in a write and you just write a song and you walk out and you're like, man, that is exactly who we want to be as artists.
Yeah.
And we wrote this song, Miss Jessie Alexander. It's kind of a tip of the hat to the hardworking, everyday folks in small towns out there that a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes. And we wrote this song right here called "Came Out of Nowhere."
I love this song now.
This one's a breath full. I can tell you that. 2x4s that built that house, the hammer and the nail, the cotton in your shirt that you wear to work, that you bought on sale, the cigarettes you smoke, the whiskey and the coke that's in every single bar, the rubber on the road, the stage staff with song, the leather in your car. Came from a guy with his name on his pocket, a 2-door jump start farm truck, called it C9 States for you, even bought it stamped by hand somewhere. Straight from a place that you never heard of, hours on the clock as somebody burned up. You think it just fell out of thin air, but it came out of nowhere. Little towns, there's a little few left around. Those Carhartt people driving them diesels sure make it easy on us. They put it on the table, can't find them on the label, but man, you can trust that it came from a guy with his name on his pocket, a 2-door jump start farm truck, called it C9 States for you, even bought it stamped by hand somewhere. Straight from a place that you never heard of, hours on the clock as somebody burned up. You think it just fell out of thin air, but it came out of nowhere. Little towns, there's a little few left around. Little farms, little dreams make this big old world go round, yeah. It came from a guy with his name on his pocket, a 2-door jump start farm truck, called it C9 States for you, even bought it stamped by hand somewhere. Straight from a place that you never heard of, hours on the clock as somebody burned up. You think it just fell out of thin air, but everything right here starts way out there, when it came out of nowhere. Little farms, little towns, there's a little few left around.
The boys from Southerland out here. I love it.
Love that song.
Thank you.
Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you, man.
Man, appreciate you guys. So real quickly before we move, because I do love the stories, and I've got a lot of good playing in bars cover songs. What's your best dive bar story? What's the best one you got?
God, the one we have so many.
Yeah, but you said the
we
one.
play
You
so
know
many
which
dive
one.
bars.
They
right?
can't tell the
I
one.
can tell you
They
the
can't tell the
one.
one.
I hear
The
you.
one that I can remember,
Trying
I
to
don't
think
even
of
know
one.
if this is the best, but this is just the one that's coming to my head. So there's a place in Auburn, Alabama called Sky Bar. I'm
Oh.
almost positive all three of us have played there.
Well, you put a picture up literally the other day with all three of us on stage. So yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking, including
Yep.
Drew.
Oh,
I'm
Drew, have
considering
you played
he-
there before?
I'm considering he and I as one. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a college bar right there on the campus of Auburn University, and this is pre Southerland, but I remember
Way pre-Southerland.
we were
Way.
playing these cover songs or whatever, and get off stage, and these people come up, man, love your song, what your song. This one girl comes straight up to Chris. I mean, talking beeline straight to Chris. She goes, "Listen here, I know who you are." And he goes, What do you mean? She goes, "Listen, I
oh,
know
man.
who you are."
I remember this night.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you." And she goes, "Listen, and get a good look on Chris's
I
face.
do remember this now.
Get a good look at Chris's face for a second."
She goes, "I know who you are, but I don't know why you're here."
She goes, "I know who you are, but I don't know why you're here." And he just has no idea what's going on. She goes, "I know you're Thomas Rhett." She goes, "I know for a fact that you are Thomas Rhett."
She didn't. She didn't say I look like him.
She
was
said
like,
you are.
I
him.
know you're him,
Are.
but
We're
I don't
playing.
know. Why
I
are
mean,
you
we're
here?
playing.
Hilarious.
We're playing College Bar Auburn,
We're playing cover songs.
and this is like Thomas Rhett Die Happy Man times. So big star Thomas Rhett,
That's great.
and just could not be convinced that he was in fact not.
That's
Thomas.
hilarious. That's a pretty
And
good
so
one.
at some point, we just started embracing it. And to roll into another quick story, going to the Key West Songwriters Festival, we're all getting on the plane. We all have guitars on. This lady goes, "Oh my God, who do y'all play for?" And as soon as she said it, it was like giving me a soft toss wiffle ball. I said, "Oh, we play for Thomas Rhett."
God, I mean, you got to bring it full
And
circle.
as soon as I said that, here comes Chris
Here I
coming down
come,
the aisle.
walking on the plane.
And at the time, to be honest with you, canny resemblance.
Yeah.
Very close.
Uncanny is what you
Uncanny.
meant.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I went to
that
public school.
that good
Un-
canned
un-
resemblance.
That little
Canny.
canned
Canny.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah. Anyway, I forgot to mention I came from South Carolina.
That's
public school.
great.
Yeah. So that there's so many stories, but that's the one that came to my head.
Lot.
We'll get together sometime. And we'll tell the ones we can't tell on air.
There you go.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, that's the real one.
Well, folks, we appreciate you guys hanging out. We got a few more songs for you here. We're here every single Wednesday night right here on Southern Rounds, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then, all the rest of you guys can handle it. I'm going to be back hosting again next week. We got Kevin Mack, your normal host. He's going to be here as a performer next week. We're looking forward to that. David Tolliver from Halfway to Hazard. We got more people to announce coming on this week, so I hope you guys will check us out. I'm going to tee it up here for my man Drew Parker. Drew, one of the things I love about Southern Rounds is that we get all these great songwriters on here, but also people who are artists in their own right. We wear multiple hats. And sometimes that's not the easiest thing to do, but for a guy like you, man, again, what a role you got going on. And as an artist, you got the #1 song on the highway. And I believe as a songwriter, strictly a songwriter, you've got a hell of a single out right now too. Is that correct, sir?
I do. Just went to radio this week.
Well, tell us about it now, man. Don't be shy.
Just went to radio this week. I am a co-writer on the brand new Luke Combs single, Forever After All. And super excited about that. I've written a lot of songs with Luke, and it's funny. I texted him on Monday. It went for ads for all the radio stations, and I texted him. I said, "Man, after all these years of sticking with you and writing all these songs, even when you were giving all them singles to Ray, I said, all these years I hung in there with you, and you're finally rewarding me with one, so I appreciate it. But no, man, I'm super thankful for Luke and his friendship, and for believing in the songs that I write. And
that's a
that we write
reoccurring
together.
theme on this show for sure.
Yeah.
So that's without a doubt. Well,
Yeah.
pick us a tune, brother. Play us.
I'll play that one for you.
Play that tune for us right now.
I hope
I'd
I
love to
can
hear it.
remember. Hope I can remember all the words. This is
Buddy,
called
if you don't
Forever
know
After
them now,
All.
you better know them here in a couple months.
I
is
know,
all I'm
right?
saying.
I probably tuned. See, I was planning on doing this song a while ago, and then Matt threw me a curveball, and
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I'm picking on you.
What kind of noise did you
It's
just
great to
make?
have,
I don't know. That's that old
it's
Charleston
just great
stutter.
to have friends.
That's that low country stutter.
Y'all keep talking. Tell a joke.
oh man.
Tell a joke,
Matt's
Ray.
got plenty.
Ray, you're a joke guy.
I do love. I like good dad jokes for sure. I walk around the house saying dad jokes all the time.
Chad Dokes.
Dad jokes. Yeah, dad jokes. Sorry.
Y'all, we tune because we
There we go.
care. We tune because we care.
Yeah, and I couldn't tune because I can't cut this mic off, so I couldn't tune while they were singing, so I had to wait, and then I forgot. So here we
Well,
go.
you got it now, brother.
Fun fact about being out of tune. I opened for Morgan Wallen one time before Chris and I were Sutherland,
Man, I was
and
there.
could not tune my guitar to save my life. And throughout the 30-minute opener show, this lady in front just tune your guitar. It sounds awful.
Just badgering you.
I was like, let me tell you, dude.
Man is sweating like it's 150 inside.
Oh
there,
man,
like,
I started getting the shirt wet. I said, oh,
You just got a palm mute.
That's hilarious.
oh, it was awful.
That's
Anyway,
hilarious.
fun fact for you.
Yeah, this is Luke Combs' brand new single
Sounds
radio. It's called
awful.
Forever After All. Hope you like it.
Yeah, dude.
Cold beer's got 12 ounces. Good truck's got maybe 300,000. You only get so much until it's gone. Duracell's in a mag light, a needle drop on a 45, or the kind of things that only last so long. The new wears off and they get to getting old. Sooner or later, time's gonna take its toll. They say nothing lasts forever, but they ain't seen us together, or the way the moonlight dances in your eyes. Just a t-shirt in the kitchen with no makeup and a million other things that I could look at my whole life. Love like that makes a man have second thoughts. Maybe some things last forever after all. FM station on the outskirts, blue jeans after years of shift work, gonna fade out like I knew they would. Strings on this guitar, a young love lost on a young heart. Those things are gonna break after the getting's good. 'Cause the new wears off and they get to getting old. Yeah, sooner or later, time's gonna take its toll. They say nothing lasts forever, but they ain't seen us together, or the way the moonlight dances in your eyes. Just a t-shirt in the kitchen with no makeup and a million other things that I could look at my whole life. Love like that makes a man have second thoughts. Maybe some things last forever after all. They say nothing lasts forever, but they ain't seen us together, or the way the moonlight dances in your eyes. And I know there'll be that moment the good Lord calls one of us home, and one won't have the other by their side. But heaven knows that that won't last too long. Maybe some things last forever after all. Oh, after all.
Yes, sir.
Oh, baby.
Yeah,
Buddy,
thank you.
Big old
you
hit.
was kind of
Ooh,
singing
big
on that
old
one
hit.
now.
Thank you. Thank you. I was trying.
I love it. That's good stuff.
Most added song to radio, right?
Say again?
Y'all talking in.
Probably-
I think it
Y'all
was
talking
I think it was
inside
the most
baseball
added
now,
song.
buddy. We just know it's a hit. You play and we're like, oh, that one's a hit.
Thanks,
We
man.
the audience out here, we don't know
Inside
all that
baseball.
insider jargon and y'all are talking about.
Oh,
we just
sorry about
like, oh, that's a good song. We know it's gonna be a hit. Oh, it's a good song that Luke Combs cut to.
added.
Yeah, you good, buddy. We
You
set.
good. You good.
I love it, man. That's
Thank
great, Drew. We appreciate you being here so much,
Yeah,
man.
man.
And
Thank y'all for having me.
congratulations to all of your success.
Thank you.
Well deserved, certainly. Raymond, we are
Yes, sir.
back up at the top. The leadoff batter tonight.
All right.
The Ronald
Leadoff spot.
Acuna of this round, if you will.
The
I'm
base
talking
stealer.
about.
There we go now.
Speaking
Buddy,
my
he'll
language.
go 40-40
Oh.
on you if you're not paying attention.
Speaking my language.
Come on.
We going to a Braves game this year, Ray? What we doing?
Absolutely. Hopefully, if
Let
they
me
have
tell you
fans
this, if
back.
y'all
They're
going, I'm
talking
going.
about getting them back.
Look,
Why don't the whole crew just go?
I'm just trying to take. I'm trying to get a
Hey,
song.
They serve them
I'm
ice
trying to
cold
get a
beers
song,
there?
All right.
I'll get down with the battery in a sec.
Oh, I love that place.
I love a good battery hangout.
What
Yeah.
you, what,
Yeah.
Did y'all say good times? I'm in.
what you got for me, Ray?
Matt. So when we were talking about the pandemic earlier, and Drew coming off the road last March, and so that was when we came off the road too, and I was out there on tour with Matt Stell, and the last run that we made, which we obviously didn't know that it was going to be our last run for a year or whatever it's been, but we went out and there was a song that actually Luke and I and a couple other guys, Tim Nichols and Chris Yarber, had started back in 2018, and had the first verse and chorus, and never kind of could figure out where to go after that. But it kept coming back to me as like, man, I love this song and I want to figure it out. So I got permission from those guys, and we were out on the last show of that run that weekend, which was the last run before the pandemic. And I sat in the green room and finished it, and I wound up recording it. So I think my dad's watching it. It's got a little line. It's got a little tip of the cap to my dad. And also it was the same weekend that my dad retired from work, and that was what I hung up the phone, and it inspired me to write the second verse. And so I wrote it in about 30 minutes backstage, and we recorded it in May. And so y'all be hearing this one this year. It's called Bucket List Beer. There's that first one in high school on the 4th of July, when your mama takes her eyes off of the igloo ice, and that last one on prom night finally does you in. You wake up swearing you'll never drink it again. That's one of those that you'll never forget. That's one of those you'll be glad that you did. One of them once in a lifetime, drink 'em up while you can, kind, 6-pack souvenirs. Yeah, so raise 'em up high. That's some of my bucket list beers. Yeah. When you finally get to open that one that you saved by that army buddy getting off of that coming home plane, then pour one for daddy on the day he retired. Here's to the last 40 and the next 25. That's one of those that you'll never forget. That's one of those you'll be glad that you did. One of them once in a lifetime, drink 'em up while you can, kind, 6-pack souvenirs. Yeah, so raise 'em up high. That's some of my bucket list beers. Yeah, yeah. Like a 12-ounce Coke can stamp on time, marking the highlights of a damn good life. Somebody somewhere tonight is holding one of those that you'll never forget. One of those you'll be glad that you did. One of them once in a lifetime, drink 'em up while you can, kind, 6-pack souvenirs. Yeah, so raise 'em up high. That's some of my bucket list beers. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so raise 'em up high. That's some of my bucket list beers. Yeah.
Mr. Ray Fulcher, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I love having you on here, brother. We appreciate you coming back.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, man.
Anytime.
Heck yeah.
Well, Southerland, have y'all had a time? I want to know, what's the most requested song you had played at them college bars? I want to know if there's any sort of, if we have a kindred spirit ship or not.
Oh, I kind of forgot too.
Now, what's the one? I mean, you
let me see. No, not so much.
Not so much, huh? Interesting.
I mean, yeah, you got a lot of wagon wheel, but now keep in mind we did 2 years on Broadway in Nashville.
I'm just gonna.
So a lot of
I'm
that's top 40 stuff.
I wrote it down. It says wagon wheel. That's the most requested song I had.
Wagon wheel's definitely
Here's the
up
one.
there.
And here's the thing.
What other ones can you think of?
Dixieland Delight was a big one back in the day. I don't know if y'all got that one a whole lot.
I mean, the most requested that
get
never
that
gets
one.
played is Freebird.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this: I played in a band with a
I
really
don't
good
know.
guitar player, and a couple times people would say Freebird, and we'd play about a 30-minute version of it.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
just let him go, just enough to really
would
make
tell you-
people.
I know
mad.
I don't know the top requested one, but I made a girl so mad that I didn't know Austin by Blake Shelton. I made her so mad she left Old Reds.
I thought we were gonna
Oh,
get
man,
fired
That'll
from that
happen,
gig.
man.
Cause I was having a bad day and she requested this song and I was like it's like I'm not a MP3 player. I'm not a
Right.
human damn Spotify playlist.
Well, here's the thing.
I was like,
is
I'm
that we all-
sorry. I was like, I
We all
don't.
write these songs hoping that we can get one of those songs that gets requested forever. You know what I mean? And as much
Yeah.
as
Right.
those
Yeah.
of us who had to play those songs got sick of them, I got sick of playing Wagon Wheel. But damned if it ain't a great song. It really is.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I will tell you one thing that we ran into as far as requests, especially more on Broadway. A lot of people requested the artists that you playing at their bars. So I can tell you,
That's
at
true.
the time, I probably played "Like a Rain Sunny Morning Makes Me Want to Stay in Bed." I probably played that song 10 million times
Yeah.
when we were playing at Jason
Well,
Aldean's,
yeah.
Oh,
because that's when that song was like really.
Let me
taking
make a
off.
request of you then. Play a damn Southerland song. How about that?
Okay.
Woo.
Well,
My
I stopped
heart
breathing there for a
stopped.
second.
Oh God.
I'll treat you right
you
on
wanna
the
play,
show
Chris?
now. I got your back.
Take them out with along
this the
those
last
lines.
song? Is
You
this
know what? I
last
tell
song,
you
Dave?
what. I think if we can get through this round, we may do one lightning round. I mean, just straight up songs and no
Okay.
talking after this one if we can get
Okay.
through it.
Yeah. That's gonna be tough for Matt, but we can try.
All right, this song is called "Along Those Lines." We put this song out a couple weeks ago. We wrote it with Driver Williams and Greg Bates. It's just under 200 square miles between the Wando River and the banks of Kettle Creek, rural routes and tobacco fields, the kind of place that nobody leaves, where most folks drive a truck. It's a Civil War square and a couple stop lights. Yeah, I know it don't look like much between those county signs. Somewhere along those lines, I grew up more than a little bit. Somewhere along those lines, the way my daddy and his daddy did. Well, everybody's got a hometown, and if it's anything like mine, it's something along those lines. Probably something along those lines. It's a flat penny train track. It's 6-pound test on a zip code 33, 4th and goal on a 5 on a Friday night. An open road when you're 17, it's the first time that you a lot about living and a little about love, a backseat and a 2 young kids. We were 2 kids trying to cross it somewhere along those lines. I grew up more than a little bit. Yeah, somewhere along those lines, the way my daddy and his daddy did. Well, everybody's got a hometown, and if it's anything like mine, it's something along those lines. Probably something along those lines. Come on, man.
When the world moves fast and I'm running behind it,
When I'm lost, I'll find it.
somewhere along those lines, where I grew up more than a little bit, somewhere along those lines, the way my daddy and his daddy did. Well, everybody's got a hometown, and if it's anything like mine, something along those lines, probably something along those lines. It's probably something along those lines. It's probably something along those lines.
And we take it back to Drew Parker.
DP.
Yeah, we do. Man, I dig that, you guys. Dig that a
Thank you,
lot.
man.
Yeah, I love that song, man.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Hey, Drew, how about you playing us a tune here? What you got for me now?
I will. I so I earlier I said 2020 was a year of uncertainty, but it was a really good year to me. A lot of stuff happened, career goals, life goals. But this song is pretty special to me. I have a daughter. She's about to be 1 in 2 weeks, which is crazy to think that she's already about to be 1 years old. And
Welcome to the club, my brother.
it's awesome, man. It's the best club to be a part of.
Girl dads, we love it.
Yep. And the week, so she was born on a Tuesday, and the Sunday before that, she was born March 24th. On March 22nd, I found out that I had the #1 song in country music as a songwriter. And this is my first #1 as a songwriter, and I'm so thankful for this song and thankful for Jake Owen believing in this song and recording it. So it's called Homemade. Hope you like it.
Yes, sir.
Where I grew up, getting dressed up means a button-down shirt and a good pair of jeans. Wasn't Sunday supper without collard greens. Dad was boss, Christ is king. Friday night was living for them lights to come on, and it turned to Miller Lights when I turned 21. There's some things about me that I can't change. I'll always be the man that homemade. Homemade me love a dirt road. Homemade me crave some ice cold. Homemade sweet tea only mama knows how to make. Homemade, homemade me love a small town. Homemade me wanna settle down in a homemade for the two of us. Everything I love is homemade. My pickup lines didn't seem to work. Guess my pickup truck must have got to her. Windows down, singing every word of that George Strait mixtape. It was homemade. Homemade me love a dirt road. Homemade me crave some ice cold. Homemade sweet tea only mama knows how to make. Homemade, homemade me love a small town. Homemade me wanna settle down in a homemade for the two of us. Everything I love is homemade. Oh, oh, yeah. Hey, what we got you can't get from a store. Hey, the good stuff comes from the good Lord. Homemade, homemade me love a dirt road. Homemade me crave some ice cold. Homemade sweet tea only mama knows how to make. Homemade, homemade me love a small town. Homemade me wanna settle down in a homemade for the two of us. Everything I love is homemade, 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 homemade. Yeah, I'm homemade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
Thank
Drew
you.
Parker there, folks. Love
you so
that,
much.
man, and congratulations on the little girl. That
Thanks,
speaks
man.
right to my heart. We love that. I tell you what, folks, here's what we're going to do. This is, we just made this decision on the production side. We're going to do one more round, and we're going to do it lightning round style because, you know, we generally kill the show at about this time, but we're having a good time this evening, and I want to hear one more song from these guys, and that's one of the nice things about being host. So what we're going to do is we want the best 5 to 10 second intro to your song, and I want to just get you guys going as fast as we can. I'm going to put it over to my man Ray Fulcher to start us off.
right.
What you got, brother?
Let's go. 2006, went to an Eric Church concert.
Yeah, you did.
And he became my musical hero. And Luke Combs and I wrote a song in 2016 Eric Church sang on this song in 2018. It became a number one in 2020.
Let's go.
So full circle moment
That's
for me.
awesome.
Here we go. I was a third string dreamer on a second place team, but I was hell on wheels with a full head of steam when coach put me in. And I'm still proud of that hit. I was a last resort, go to prom with the queen, thanks to an ex-boyfriend, broke her heart that week. No, I didn't get lucky, but I still felt like a king. That might not mean much to you, but it does to me. So say I'm a middle of the road, not much to show, an underachieving average Joe, but I'm a hell of a lover, a damn good brother, and I wear this heart on my sleeve. And that might not mean much to you, but it does to me. I was the one phone call when my brother went to jail, had to pawn my guitar just to pay his bail. No, I'll never get it back, but I'm okay with that. I was the first man standing next to my best friend, the day the love of his life said I do to him. I was a couple beers deep, but I still remember that speech. And that might not mean much to you, but it does to me. So say I'm a middle of the road, not much to show, an underachieving average Joe, but I'm a hell of a lover, a damn good brother, and I wear this heart on my sleeve. And that might not mean much to you, but it does to me. There's a worn out blade my granddaddy gave me. Mama's first Bible, Daddy's Don Williams vinyl. That first fish catching Zebco 33. Well, it might not mean much to you, but it does to me. So say I'm a middle of the road, not much to show, an underachieving average Joe, but I'm a hell of a lover, a damn good brother, and I wear this heart on my sleeve. A damn hard of working, yeah, one thing's for certain, I stand up for what I believe. And that might not mean much to you, but it does to me. It does to me. And that might not mean much to you, but it does to me.
Come on now.
That's Mr. Ray Fulcher, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the 10th inning.
Thanks for having
batting
me, y'all.
second here in the 10th. We got the boys from Southerland. What y'all got for us?
This song's called A Little Bit of You. It's one of the songs that we put out just a few weeks ago on a little 2-pack. Is that quick enough?
Perfect. Now just get to the music, boy.
Damn, this week sure been hard on me, and I'm about at the end of my rope. 5 o'clock rolls round, shut her down and clock out. There's only one place that I go to take the edge off fighting. There ain't nothing at a bar I can't find at home. A little bit of you goes a long way at the end of a long day. Yeah, honey, I can't wait. I can almost taste that white wine on your sweet lips. There ain't a thing that you can't fix. Yeah, baby, at the end of a long, hard day, a little bit of you, a little bit of you goes a long way. I get too much sometimes,
on my plate and on my mind. But you give me that look, and it don't take no time, 'cause a little bit of you goes a long way at the end of a long day. Yeah, honey, I can't wait. I can almost taste that white wine on your sweet lips. There ain't a thing that you can't fix. Yeah, baby, at the end of a long, hard day, a little bit of you, a little bit of you goes a long way. A little bit of you goes a long way at the end of a long day. Yeah, honey, I can't wait. I can almost taste that white wine on your sweet lips. There ain't a thing that you can't fix. Yeah, baby, at the end of a long, hard day, a little bit of you, a little bit of you goes a long way. Yeah, it does. A little bit of you goes a long, long way.
Thank y'all so much, man. We appreciate
That's
you.
right. That's
y'all.
the boys from
I don't know
Southerland.
if you noticed, but my
Whatever you do, don't ask
off
them to
the
play
middle.
wagon wheel is what I'm talking about.
hit us, Drew.
That's right. Drew Parker, take us home now, brother. We got one out left in the bottom of the 10th.
This is the first song I've ever had as an artist be #1 at anything. Thank you so much, Sirius XM The Highway. The song's called While
About
You're
to
Gone.
say, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm sitting on a tailgate by the lake watching the sun go down. And this lucky strike buzz got me betting you're missing me bad right now. I ain't heard from you now or seen you around in 2 or 3 weeks. I can't tell if the joke's on you, girl, or if the joke's on me. Yeah, while you're out there looking for some kind of brand new start, I'll just be kicking it with this BPPBR. You're gonna come back with your bags packed, missing me for too long, yeah. I'll be right here drinking a beer, baby, while you're gone. I bet them city lights in your eyes look so damn good. Oh, but they don't hit you, no, they don't fit you like Main Street would. I wonder if you've seen that green grass wherever you've gone. Is it everything you wished for, still too far from home? Yeah, while you're out there looking for some kind of brand new start, I'll just be kicking it with this BPPBR. You're gonna come back with your bags packed, missing me for too long, yeah. I'll be right here drinking a beer, baby, while you're gone. Yes, I will be. Back driving fast, missing me like hell. Or maybe you really are long gone, I'm just fooling myself. Baby, it's hard to tell, but while you're out there looking for some kind of brand new start, I'll just be kicking it with this BPPBR. You're gonna come back with your bags packed, missing me for too long, yeah. I'll be right here drinking a beer, baby, while you're gone. I'll I'll be right here drinking all this beer, baby, while you're gone. Yeah. Yeah, while you gone. Yeah.
Folks, that's Warner music artist Drew Parker there, taking us home. I'd love to thank, once again, Drew Parker, the guys from Southerland, and my friend, Mr. Ray Fulcher, for joining us here tonight. Ray Parker Jr. over there with Ghostbusters is what I'm talking about. Ma'am, thank you guys. Thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Once again, we'll be back here next Wednesday night with Kevin Mack, David Tolliver from Halfway to Hazard. We got more artists to announce next week. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We are Southern Rounds. Thank you to the performers, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thank y'all. See y'all.